So, hi, all, good evening. And today, our guest is Honorable Chitkala Mulye, and I welcome author Chitkala Mulye, self transformation and relationship coach to our Women Today channel. Hi, how are you, madam?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. So, how is life going? Is everything okay? And how is your professional work
Yes,
going on?
life is super. Lot of things happening.
So, very advanced, happy Christmas and have a happy New Year, ma'am.
You too.
Yeah,
And
okay.
same to all our audience who are listening.
Yeah, okay, ma'am. Please introduce about yourself, ma'am.
Sure, definitely. So I'm an ICF certified life relationship and intimacy coach. I focus on self transformation for transforming relationships as well as building the kind of life you want to build. Could be professional, personal, or with respect to your relationships.
Uh,
Then I am author of Beyond a Love Story. I am a poet and I'm the founder of Chitkala, the Art of Consciousness.
Okay, ma'am. So I'm really excited towards this interview, and let us start with the questions. So,
Sure.
in which moment in your life, so made you decide your professional career should be as a self transformation and relationship coach?
Yeah. So I would like to share an interesting thing that though I am a relationship coach today, I'm a mechanical engineer and I have done MBA HR. I worked in market research. So when I was doing my MBA, I calling of mine, I realized that this is what I'm meant for. I'm here to help people find themselves, develop self awareness, transform relationships. So when I was doing my MBA, I decided that yes, someday I will start something of my own. When I was working in market research, I got an opportunity to work on a short film, Being Human, which got screened at Cannes Film Festival, France. And that was a turning point in my life where I felt that yes, I have to put a full stop to this 9 to 5 job and start pursuing the passion of my life. So that's when I left my job. I got pregnant and I started working on my first fiction novel, Beyond a Love Story. And I use my fiction novels as a tool to transform people. Being an NLP certified coach, I personally believe that stories have a huge potential to transform people. So, using this skill of mine, I try to transform people, spread unconditional love.
Okay, ma'am. Speaking about 9 to 5 job, did you have any hesitation in leaving your 9 to 5 job so that you can pursue your interest in this professional career?
Well, being a relation, I wanted to give 100% as a mother too. So it was a plan that I would leave the job, get pregnant, and simultaneously give birth to these two children of mine. That is my coaching business and my book.
Okay. So, what do you think is your sole purpose in your life, and what achievement in your life will always make your soul fulfilled entirely?
Okay. So my name, Chitkala, itself means art of consciousness. So, my sole purpose is to spread unconditional love, make people understand how to ignite unconditional love within and how to give it to others, how to exchange it. And second sole purpose I have is to help people expand their consciousness.
So, speaking about love, what is your personal definition? Do you think will be the perfect definition for love?
Love is an energy that we ignite in our hearts that makes us feel everything is beautiful. Love has to be unconditional, it could be in any relationship. So, anything that is unconditional, any any act or words of love, any form of expression of love done in an unconditional manner is what I believe in. And this is the energy we should keep spreading.
But speaking about unconditional love, we should always have some kind of boundaries, right, ma'am? So what do you think will be the exact boundary in the unconditional love?
Could you please define what you mean by boundary?
See, boundary is something like, we in every relationships there will be some kind of border between them. So
Yes,
we should not cross that
absolutely.
border. Consider it any relationship, we should not never cross that border in order to maintain that unconditional love, in order to protect and safeguard that unconditional love. Okay, ma'am. So what
Right.
do you think is the exact border, and do you have any restrictions in this unconditional love, or do you think everything whatever we do in this unconditional love is totally okay?
Okay, that's a beautiful question, and I would really like to answer it in depth. So, boundaries are needed in relationships. Okay, but boundaries should not convert into walls that block love. Now, let me explain this. When we are doing anything practically, we are having interactions with our loved ones, that time we must set boundaries so that we don't drain our energy. We don't end up being toxic to others. At the same time, we don't compromise on our self love. So, yes, boundaries are needed. When it comes to protection of yourself, when it comes to establishing healthy relationships, there need to be do's and don'ts, of course. But when love at a distance, when we love with detachment, it's that time we can love unconditionally. So that is where space comes into the picture. Once we established a healthy space in a relationship, we can achieve a healthy level of detachment. Once this detachment is there, then we become capable of loving unconditionally. And I think the space itself energetically creates boundaries. Now, people think that creating boundaries is okay, this is the time, after this time, I won't be interacting with you, or oh, this is my self love time, you're not supposed to interfere in it. I define boundaries in a different way. If we continuously keep on raising our vibration, we start attracting everything that is the best for us. Once this process starts, automatically we start creating energetic boundaries. Means people who do not align with our vibration are automatically pulled away from our life. All these processes they happen automatically. So I feel that each one of us must focus on self growth. We should remove all the negative emotions that we are having in our minds, work on our shadow areas so light enters, and we try to exclude darkness from our hearts. And this is how we actually have unconditional love and light in our hearts, so that these boundaries are automatically created and love protects us from all the negativities around.
Yeah, great, ma'am. The next question is, what is the connection between spirituality and intimacy in a relationship?
Oh, wow, that's another beautiful question. Once we embark the path of spirituality, we start becoming our true selves. Once we become our true selves, we become more and more authentic. As we become authentic, we also become authentic in relationships around. And authenticity is something that builds intimacy on sexual, physical, emotional, intellectual, as well as spiritual level. So that is how I connect spirituality and intimacy.
So, speaking about spirituality, so once you get into spirituality, then how will you able to distinguish between spirituality and intimacy?
Can
Because
you clarify on this? How are you trying to expect me to
yeah,
differentiate?
yeah, I'll totally help you understand it. It's simple. So spirituality is something like what common people think. Spirituality is something like we connect ourselves to God, and once we are in the circle of the spirituality, once we are in the circle of spirituality, means we are connect mean we are giving totally ourselves to God. And at that time we should not indulge in any other kind of relationship activities, right, ma'am? So that's why I'm
Okay.
asking, what do you think will be the bridge between spirituality and the intimacy in a relationship? What will be the bridge so that it connects both and it maintains a healthy relationship between both intimacy relationship and spirituality?
Okay. It is the intent that connects us. What is the intent of intimacy? Is intent of intimacy indulgence, or is intent of intimacy worship? If we get into any sexual activity out of pure and unconditional love, it is worship to God itself. When we have the pure and unconditional love in our hearts, the energy of creation, the sexual energy, the Shakti, whatever we call it helps us expand our consciousness. This happens only when the intention of sexuality is not pleasure, but authenticity and connection. A soul to soul connection established between a man and woman leads to expansion of consciousness where Shiva and Shakti meet. So, if done with spiritual intent, there is no indulgence.
Yeah, so you're
If done with truthfulness, if done with authenticity, then that is an opportunity for us to expand our consciousness, because energy of creation is something beautiful. It's not indulgence, right? When a child
yeah,
is born, the energy of creation itself is God. We
yes.
do not have to differentiate ourselves from God. That is what spirituality tells us. That is what expansion of consciousness tells us.
Yeah, that's actually a wonderful answer from you, ma'am. And the next question is, as a founder of Chitkala's Art of Consciousness, what message you wish to convey to the people in this world for their well-being in their life through this interview?
Love yourself unconditionally. Ignite that unconditional love within. Nurture yourself so that love which you exchange with others comes back to you. And what comes back to you is your own love. So, love is an energy, it's not something that's given or taken. So, keep spreading it and do every act out of love. Don't do anything out of selfishness, anger, revenge, guilt. We all are here to create this globe a better place. And if we start from ourselves, we can really bring about that transformation.
So you're talking about unconditional love, and here
Yes.
I'm asking you a simple question. So what should one do in their life if one's love is not reciprocated from their dear ones?
Expectation is the biggest problem. We need not expect any reciprocation from anybody else. Love is an energy. Love is not something that is traded or given or taken. So we need to nurture ourselves and create that emotion in our hearts. Simple way of doing it. Start with people who actually give you unconditional love. Could be animals, could be pets, could be your children who have that love. And then whatever you have for them, try to slowly extend it to other people around. You will realize everyone is anyways having imperfections. So rather than expecting and thinking what they do to you, focus on how you can give the same love to yourself. Whatever we expect from others, once we start expecting from ourselves, that is where the self connection and self love begins. So when we vibrate at love, when we become love ourselves, and we start giving it to other people, the energy exchange we have with anyone who is loving us unconditionally is going to give that love back to you. So it's anyways going to come back to you. And then the need to to get reciprocated will end at a point.
So it's like you love someone, you just give their, I mean, you give your own love, do not expect anything from them, and also be remainful that God is there and He will reciprocate love in some or the other way, not from them, but in some or the other way that you feel great. So that's what you're trying to tell, right, ma'am?
Yes, absolutely. And we as souls love each other unconditionally. We are here on earth to teach each other lessons. That is why this toxicity is there. That is why this lack of reciprocation is there. If we feel that we are not reciprocated by someone, it is something that we need to learn that, oh, this is a lesson that is coming to us. The lesson that we need to ignite love in our hearts. Because once we become love, we attract love. Whatever we are, we attract. If we are anger, we attract anger from other people. If we're darkness, we're going to attract darkness. So if we want something in our life and if we feel that we're lacking it, then it's something where we need to work upon.
So
Because the
yeah.
reality we see is a mirror of what is going on in our mind.
So that's what I was trying to tell. So whatever you be yourself and you're attracting what you are, you're attracting what you think you are. And in a simple way, it's like a mirror. Whatever you wish to see, it will come into you. That's what you're trying to tell me, right, ma'am?
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
okay.
we need to acknowledge that we are having something. Once we start focusing on what we have rather than what we are lacking, we start attracting what we have.
Yeah,
So
okay.
it starts multiplying. If we think, oh, I don't have love in my life, then that's what you will attract. So if we start focusing on the areas which are actually giving us unconditional love, everything will change there. I'll give you a small example over here that this mostly happens in romantic relationships where people feel, oh, my girlfriend, my boyfriend, my husband, my wife, they're not loving me unconditionally. Keep running behind it. They do not focus on themselves, nor do they focus on people who are actually giving them love. So that's the point. That's the lesson coming towards you that we need to make that love in our hearts, create that love within, so that we are ready to receive it from people who are loving us unconditionally. At the same time, we're not chasing it. Anything we chase, we repel it. So we let go, we focus on ourselves, and we attract it.
Okay, that's a really great answer. And what are your future plans in your professional career, ma'am?
Okay, so Chitkala, the art of consciousness is an attempt to create a sanctuary for people, a sanctuary where people heal with coaching as well as healing activities. At the same time, I have this community safe spiritual space, which is like a family. It is a place where people find their soul tribe. We are now into meetups, workshops, and retreats are soon to come. So we are trying to expand this on a global level as well. So, all of us together, we raise the vibration of the globe and spread unconditional love and expand our consciousness.
So you're totally going to do it in the global level, so that
Yes,
the whole universe will comes to know. Already the whole universe is knowing about you, and you're making it sure that it will be established in the future, right, ma'am?
of course. And
So,
we are no different from the universe.
so
Universe is within us and we are a part of the universe. There's no separation.
yeah, okay. So as an author of Beyond a Love Story, so what would you like to convey to this world, madam?
Oh, see, Beyond a Love Story, it is a story of a gay boy and a straight girl that talks about a family system which is not based on reproduction but on companionship. So, now aligned with the work I am doing, I'm trying to tell people that we love someone when the vibration matches, when our vibes match, when our frequency aligns. So love is about the energy exchange that happens with same frequency people, and we need not structure it out in the form of any specific family system. Anyone could be a family, an animal could be a family, two friends can be a family, a mother and child can be a family, two random women can be a family. So I'm proposing a system where we don't have to have a structure because love cannot be bound, right? Love is free.
Yeah, so in a relationship, if you have some kind of pure intention and pure love, so then the opposite person doesn't matter whether it's an animal or whether it's a person or whether they may be anybody. It's no matter of age, no matter of height, color difference, anything. So the only intention
Absolutely.
is pure love in your soul. So that's what you're trying to convey to this world. Show some love
Yeah.
and get some love. So that's what you're trying to tell, right, ma'am?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So if one wanted to give advice to become a successful relationship coach, what would it be, madam? So I want you to give me an advice or a tip for me to become a successful relationship coach like you. So please kindly suggest me any tips, ma'am.
First of all, work on your relationship with yourself and see how it transforms other relationships. Relationship coaching is not about solving problems in someone else's life. It begins with understanding ourselves, developing good self connection, having good self awareness, and then seeing how this unconditional love that you create in this self transformation process transforms your relationships and improves your understanding towards them.
Oh,
So I believe that first we must implement something and then coach others.
so before becoming a relationship coach, so you're telling that we should first love ourselves and make ourselves sure that we are in relationship with ourselves. Self relationship is must, and once we are established with
Yes,
our self relationship, then you will be able to feel what others are able to feel about the relationship, and you will be having a clear
exactly.
point, clear vision in connecting the souls in the relationship. That's what you're trying to tell, right now?
Absolutely. Yes.
Yeah, okay. So, what is the theme of your recent book, and what inspired you to choose that specific theme?
Okay. This book is about being our true selves and how love puts you on that journey, and how once you become your true self, you understand how to attract unconditional love in your life. So it is a journey of growth, it is a journey of self pursuit of self, and it is a journey to find your true lover. You can say it's you can also say it's based on the concept of twin flame love, a twin flame journey.
Okay, okay. Final question will be like, what do you think igniting self love in our hearts, ma'am?
See, uh, many people perceive self love as selfishness, being self centered. So, when I talk about igniting self love or igniting love in our hearts, it means that we create a space for ourselves where we focus on watering our soul, nurturing ourselves, where we give our body what it needs. We take responsibility of the well being of our mind by being our own mother, own father, own child, rather than putting the weight of matching our expectations on someone else. We take entire responsibility to give that love to ourselves by improving our connection with ourselves with self awareness. It also includes setting boundaries. It also includes keeping away people who drain you. It means that I will do everything that is needed to ensure my well being. Again, people can perceive it differently. I will give a small example here. When the mother is supposed to breastfeed her child, she is given nutritious food to eat first, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Nobody says that, no, you feed your child first, then we'll give you food. Similarly, if we want to do charity, we need to have money in our pockets. So, when we need to help anyone, when we need to be good at anything, first we need to ensure that we are fulfilled, we are in our best states. So, constant growth where we keep on being a better version of ourselves, this improves our self esteem, which in turn impacts our relationships positively because we don't keep on seeking validation from people around and keep blaming them for not fulfilling us. Then, spiritual growth, where we nurture our souls, we try to become better versions of ourselves, and in general, it makes you a better human being, making you more capable to give unconditional love, because this process of self nurturing is going to free you from the expectations you have from people. So, once the conditions are gone, love becomes unconditional.
So, you're totally telling,
So that is what it is about, vibrating at positive states. So you attract good things. At the same time, you become more capable of giving more love to others in every possible way.
so, summing up, you're telling that in which frequency you're vibrating in your life. So, please keep that frequency in a higher way, in a higher unconditional self love, so that you can give that love, you can understand that love, you can have a successful and healthy relationship in that love, and everything revolves around a simple fact of self love. That's so self transformation and relationship is the basic thing what you're doing right now. And the very simple fact you're telling to this interview is love yourself, so that you'll be having a good intention, and this good intention will automatically will leave you in such a way that you will be loved by others, and
Absolutely.
you will be as a bridge between something in a relationship that will always continue, which will always be transcending till the end of our life in a very amazing way, that we'll be having love in our entire relationship successfully. So that's what you're trying to tell, right, ma'am?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, once again, I'm thank you for having me as a host in this wonderful interview, ma'am. And Anything you wanted to say to me, or anything you wanted to say once again to this world, you can just convey through this interview, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you so much for inviting me. Again, you are talking about this women empowerment.
Yes.
So, I would love to remind the audience that it's not just about women, it's about the feminine energy, the energy of creation. So, let us empower this energy of creation and transform the world.
Okay. So once again, I'm thanking you, author Chitkala Mulye, and thank you everyone who is watching this Women Today YouTube channel. So this is about a channel which revolves and focus mainly on women empowerment, the way the modern woman in our life who helps us every possible way in our daily life, in some or the other way, in some in showing love, in some kind of works, in some kind of bridge between anything, any works. And once again, I thank you everyone for watching my video, and please subscribe to Women Today YouTube channel. So signing off, this is Krishna over here, our guest author Chitkalya Mulye. So good evening, madam. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye bye
See you.
bye. Bye, ma'am. Bye bye.
Bye.